This little picture right here is from Lil Frigg, and she sent me this so I could have something to, because I like to make videos like this where I just talk on subjects, and this one here, all lives matter, and then of course they scratched out the all and just simply put the black in front of it, and boy isn't that indicative of what we're seeing now. But I've been watching the feed the last few days, and I've been noticing. Maybe you guys saw those videos pop up. Mr. Obvious did a real good video on it. Some others. And it was of a couple in a gated community, of course. And somehow they gained entry into the gate. The protesters did there. And these people held them off. The old lady had a .38 snub nose, it looked like, and the old man had an AR-15. And, they were defending their property, and they were defending their homes from the scum. So, the scum were going to find the governor's house or something in the gated community and cause some trouble. But I think they thought they were going to get over on them white folks, and that was not the case. And that just got me to thinking. It isn't the case, is it? These people have really been poking us. And I know that, a lot of them are paid protesters. A lot of them aren't, guys. A lot of them just want down with the cops, down with this, down with everything, so they can go about their business of being the asshole thugs that they are. They want lawlessness, and they want complete anarchy, And we got guys like, Brian off of High Impact Vlogs or Flicks or whatever, and I think he thinks he's an anarchist, and, which means simply no government, And in a good world, in a great world, we could have no government where the people were just in charge of their own selves. But I don't know, guys. We have this set up the way that it is to where if somebody needs true help and they can't help themselves, then we call the cops, okay? And, I was just thinking that it was, I've never called the cops. I probably will never have to call the cops. But, it's nice to have them if I did. Maybe not. I don't know. I never called them, so how the hell do I know? But I was just seeing that they had some protesters that wanted to do a march somewhere and, an anti-cop rally. And the lead protesters and the organizers called up the police and asked them if they could have police escorts. And okay. I mean, guys, I don't think people really understand what it means. No cops, no government, no anything. Like the people over there in Chaz. Oh, we're going to have our own autonomous zone and you can't come in. But guys, keep the electric on. Keep delivering food to us. If we need help because of all the people that have been getting shot in our autonomous zone, you got to keep the police coming in to help the paramedics get in here so they can take. No, you guys are not part of this country anymore. So you can't have it both ways. I mean, guys, and the garden they tried to plant and everything on top of tarps and shit. Guys, the point of all this is that this division that they're doing, everything they're doing to us, we can't play into it. But the time has come. I'm seeing more and more whites and others too, Mexicans and Asians, and they're not having it, guys. They're not. It's a small percentage of the cuckold whites, the tribe, and the Black Lives Matter type people. That doesn't make up a huge percentage of the people of this country. But they're the most visual because they're out there in front of the cameras, and the cameras are all tribal controlled. Everything is a setup. I mean, we all know this. So we really need to look at who's with us and who's not. Because now we're building up the Let's Get It Together movement, and I guess that's what it is. And, we're going to have to start taking some people in here, guys. And I want to take like-minded individuals. And for my white brothers and sisters, we need it. A couple 100 million of us. And I always suspected that at least half of them would be cuckold or not knowing what's up. Or, so that's, 100 million folks left. And then when you got your Mexicans and your Asians and the blacks that aren't down for the ridiculous cause of BLM, MLB, whatever, you know, they've got to get it together too. And either that or stand on the sidelines and stay out of the way. Because I think that what we're going to start seeing is a retaliation and a backlash and a pushback against these sons of bitches. And it's time. It's past time. We need to do it. You see, the city I live in, we don't have these kinds of troubles. There's only 100,000 of us here. And like I said, nobody's really causing any trouble here. So, but I know in the bigger cities and, in the bigger states, things are happening, and I know it's a lot of fakery and bullshit, but see, they don't want the cops there and they don't want anyone involved because these thugs, the 1350, they're doing everything they can to scare the hell out of white people and make it seem like that they're going to be going into the suburbs next. And like I said before, I pray you do that, man, because that way you're gone. You're gone. Okay. I've been talking to my neighbors. I've been talking to people around the neighborhood, the whole damn thing. And, we see them out there at night when I'm walking my dogs and I talk to them and I'm very friendly with my neighbors. I tell them, hey, I live around the block or down the street or whatever. And I get to talking to them. And over the course of a few walks, you can make friends with these people, okay? And I then start talking to them because I can't help myself, And, I say, hey, if you want to know what my ideology is or whatever, or my thoughts on these subjects, here, let me give you a link to this and check this out on YouTube. And they do. And then I talk to them further, And so as we get farther and farther down, I'm doing this in my neighborhood and we're going to start branching out. I'm talking to people in my neighborhood now and we're going to go out and go further with this Let's Get It Together movement. And we're going to do it. We are doing it. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys today. On the backdrop of this very, very... I feel when I see stuff like this, it's just, it proves the point, doesn't it? That a lot of black people do not care about anybody else's life but their own. But it's funny to everyone now. I mean, it's become, cliche to even say it, is, Black Lives Matter only whenever a white person takes the life of the blacks. Then it matters. But if they're killing each other at a 80 or 90% clip, that doesn't matter in the least. And you're a racist if you even point that out. So, I mean, we all know that. And guys, I'm so proud. We're getting it together. We're doing what we said we would do. We're growing this thing up and we're growing everybody's channels. And we're, and then they showed Jared Taylor today, didn't they? American Renaissance. I think he's gone. He never called out the Jew anyway. So good riddance. But he was doing some good videos, and he was, he was trying to red pill. You guys know I don't like that, but he was trying to red pill people to some of these problems. But a lot of times, what that does is that infuriates whites against everybody, and then they stand alone. And when they look around, they're like, "Well, hell, look at all these cuckold whites too. I mean, nobody's with me." So really, what they're doing, is people like him is pretty much putting whites into a corner because he will not call out the tribe. If you don't call out the tribe and don't explain why that you would, and I have over 100 videos I have, if you don't do that, and then you're not doing anything. Sorry to have to tell you. If you aren't calling out the tribe, you aren't doing anything because it all starts from there and it goes down. So, in everything they do, guys, I mean, Hoover with the COINTELPRO plan, and I speak on that all the time, and I lump in a lot of things with that because I think that the COINTELPRO plan is exactly what we're all seeing now. A bunch of LARPers going around, acting like they're making a movement. We've seen it all before. Some of my older people will know, what we saw in Detroit and what we saw in the different riots over the years. A lot of you guys will know that. And, of course, if you read any history on it, you're going to get the same stories you're getting now, which is it was all the white man's fault. And then the blacks rose up against it. And no, it was all tribal controlled, just like it is now, guys. So, that's what I had for you today. I just wanted everybody to know that I'm going out, man, and I'm trying to reach people in my area, and I've been trying to reach people with this YouTube stuff and other things that I do and have been, and the movement is bigger than you might believe. So, that's what's going on. And I want us to all start thinking about doing that, because the let's get it together thing is not Jack. It's not me anymore. It was the very first time I said it, but after that, it wasn't. It was you. It was us. So I want everyone that listens to this to know the let's get it together thing. You can own that. That's yours. It was made up for you. It was made up for me. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what's going on. And, hey, I want to shout out to Incessant, my brother. He called me out on, he gave me he shielded for me a little bit there. And I put a link down, and a bunch of people came over, and new people. And I'm real happy to see that. And you guys need to watch the older videos. I know I always harp on this, but you'll get an idea for how I talk. And you'll get an idea for the codes that I use. If you'll just watch all the old videos, it'll take you a while. But that's why I have them. It's so if I don't put anything out for a couple of days, you could just watch an old video, because they're entertaining. Some of them are more entertaining than the others, but they're all entertaining, and sometimes they're funny, and they got a lot of information hidden in them, guys. And, a lot of times people come on the channel and they watch one video and they're like, what the hell is this guy even talking about? And then they unsub and they're like, what the hell?